By the time he's 30, probably be the best player in the game, probably be one of the best players ever. He's actually much better than I was at 24.
And it's a special kind of talent, not only offensively, but defensively. He can be the best at both ends of the floor. And then he has that rare combination of not just physical talent and skill.
2019 Kia NBA Most Valuable Player goes to Giannis Antetokounmpo.
My goal is to win a championship, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. Thank you, guys.
Everyone in Fiserv Forum heard the pop. 1 minute Damian Lillard was skying for a loose rebound. The next he was sprawled on the hardwood, clutching his left ankle, his face twisted in shock. Team staff rushed over. The arena fell silent, and a single, chilling truth settled over Milwaukee. The Bucks' title window may have snapped with the same violent crack that ended Lillard's season, and perhaps their era. But that was just the beginning of the nightmare. If Dame's body can't hold up, what's keeping Giannis here? From parade, confetti, to panic alarms, July 2021 felt like destiny fulfilled. A 26-year-old Giannis hoisting the Larry O'Brien, Drew Holiday grinning beside Chris Middleton, and front office execs bragging they could run it back for half a decade. Fast forward 4 seasons, and the confetti looks like police tape. 3 straight playoff flameouts and a draft pick cupboard so bare the Bucks don't control a single unprotected first-rounder until 2031. Inside league circles, scouts now rank Milwaukee's future as bottom 5, a stunning reversal for a franchise once hailed for prudent asset management. Yet numbers alone don't capture the mood. Giannis wears frustration like a second jersey, stomping the floor after missed rotations. Lillard's forced smiles fool no one. Doc Rivers fields questions about urgency, almost daily. The vibe has shifted from championship swagger to existential dread. But vibes don't lose playoff series, rosters do, and Milwaukee's has aged in dog years. The unraveling started quietly. Drew Holiday, defensive conscience and late-game closer, was shuttled to Portland for the rights to chase Lillard. Holiday promptly celebrated ring number 2 with Boston, while Milwaukee nursed bruises from another first-round exit. Next came the shocker. Chris Middleton, Giannis' pick-and-roll soulmate, shipped to Washington for Kyle Kuzma, filler, and a pair of second-round sweeteners. Front office spin said Kuzma would inject scoring pop. Critics noted he'd never once sniffed an all-star ballot. The real gut punch? Milwaukee tossed rookie guard A.J. Johnson into the deal to balance salaries. Johnson's been torching opponents in D.C. ever since, dropping audacious stepbacks on veteran bigs and making Bucks fans wonder what might have been. Meanwhile, Brook Lopez fights father time, Bobby Portis can't mask defensive leaks, and the bench feels like a G League audition. When Giannis sits, Milwaukee's offensive rating nosedives into lottery territory, proof the roster's lost its safety net. Management's answer? Swing even harder with the single, riskiest move of the decade, the Dame gamble and the injury spiral. On paper, Damian Lillard was the perfect antidote, a clutch shot maker to siphon late-game pressure off Giannis. Reality proved crueler. Before he ever donned a Bucks jersey, Lillard was sidelined by a deep vein thrombosis in his right calf, blood clots that scared him more than any playoff gauntlet. He returned just in time for the postseason, visibly rusty. And then the Achilles went. Medical staff fear a partial tear. Best case rehab still eats most of next year. Lillard is 34, owed $113 million through 2027, and sudden burst guards rarely age gracefully after a lower leg trauma. For Milwaukee, the cost is staggering. 7 outgoing picks and swaps, a record luxury tax bill, and an all-NBA guard who might never be 100% again. The phrase asset stripped doesn't do justice. Friends of GM John Horst quietly admit the team is one Giannis trade request away from a decade in the wilderness. And speaking of wilderness, the sideline hasn't provided a compass. Coaching carousel chaos. Remember Adrian Griffin? Hired as a fresh voice, he raced to a 30-13 record, then was fired 118 days later for philosophical differences, stunning even Milwaukee's beat writers. Joe Prunty got a 3-game cameo before ownership cold-called Doc Rivers. Doc's first press conference turned into a meme. I told the owners, I don't know why you're doing this. Fans laughed, then grimaced when the Bucks went 17-19 the rest of the way. Rivers' career 16, blown 3-1 leads, shadow him like a storm cloud, and locker room whispers question the fit with modern analytics. Stability matters. Ask any champion. The Bucks have cycled through 3 head coaches in 18 months. Continuity is just a word on a whiteboard. With the bench in flux and the roster on life support, attention turns, inevitably, to the franchise cornerstone, Giannis' ticking clock. Giannis Antetokounmpo is still otherworldly. 31 points, 12 boards, nightly highlight reels, but he turns 31 next season and his Supermax features an opt-out in 2027. 2 years vanish quickly when you're chasing banners. He's no longer coy about the timeline. In that now famous GQ sit-down, Giannis mused, "One challenge was to bring a championship here. The next challenge might not be here." At the time, fans brushed it off as hypothetical. Today it reads like a prophecy. Body language underscores the quotes, sideline scowls during defensive lapses, clipped answers at the podium. Accountability starts at the top. Teammates insist he's still committed, yet every insider acknowledges the math. Aging co-stars, empty asset coffers, and Doc's uncertain tenure tilts toward an eventual request. So where does a once-in-a-generation superstar actually go? Cue the trade machine frenzy. The open market lurks. Oklahoma City Thunder. Sam Presti controls a small nation's GDP and draft picks. Picture Giannis flanked by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. 30 fast break dunks a night. Bucks grab young talent plus 4 or 5 unprotected first. The rebuild arrives overnight. Brooklyn Nets, 15, first rounders through 2031 and rumored mutual interest. Ownership craves a star, the league craves a New York ratings boost, and Giannis has openly praised the city's energy. Los Angeles Lakers, Hollywood's perpetual dream factory, a package built around Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, draft equity, and salary ballast gets Giannis next to LeBron's twilight run. It's bold, but if LA taught us anything, it's that they'll trade tomorrow for a blockbuster today. Smaller dark horses lurk, Toronto's player development pipeline, Miami's culture, San Francisco's tech money, but the headline remains. Bidders will line up the second horse signal's openness, and because Giannis lacks a no-trade clause, Milwaukee dictates the auction, all of which leaves a final, uncomfortable question. Crossroads. Does loyalty outweigh legacy when the banners stop unfurling? Giannis gave Milwaukee everything. 2 MVPs, a title, a million impossible chase-down blocks. Yet front office gambles, coaching whiplash, and ticking biological clocks don't negotiate with nostalgia. Milwaukee has 2 doors. Double down, pray Lillard returns 100%, overpay for stopgap veterans, and mortgage that lonely 2031 pick for one more swing. Detonate early. Trade Giannis while his value is Everest high, swallow a bleak 2-year stretch, and re-enter the draft with a vengeance. Either path reshapes the NBA map. Fans may hate the dilemma, but history's verdict will be ruthless. Windows close, and franchises that misread the breeze get left in the cold. So ask yourself, when the smoke clears, will the Greek Freak still call Cream City home, or will tonight's silence echo the moment an entire dynasty cracked under its own weight? Once again, thank you for watching, and let's remain on the lookout for Giannis's next move.